For many young immigrants in the United States, life can feel like a waiting game. And one young Indian mechanical engineer is living proof of how difficult that game can be. At 28 years of age, this engineer, who moved from India to the United States when he was just 12 years old, is now facing an uncertain future despite doing everything by the book. He grew up in America, studied over there, and even earned both a bachelor's and master's degree in mechanical engineering with a focus on robotics and control system. He holds an EIT, Engineer in Training license, having passed the FE exam, something that proves his technical skills. Yet today, he's stuck. And it's not because he lacks any talent, but because of visa rules. Like thousands of others, he came to the US on an H-4 visa as a child. Now, this particular visa is for dependents of the people on H-1B work visa. But here's the problem. Once H-4 children turn 21 years of age, they age out and they can no longer stay under their parents' visas. So, even though he was raised in the US, he is now considered just another foreign worker under the law. To legally work after his master's, he is on something called STEM OPT, which allows international students in science and tech fields to work for up to 3 years. But that too is only temporary. And to continue working in the US after OPT, he needs to win the H-1B visa lottery. He has already missed out that once, and now he has only one more chance in 2026. If he doesn't get that, his work authorization runs out in 2027. Right now, he works at a startup earning just $31,000 a year. Not because it pays well, but because the job helps him maintain his legal status. The company can't sponsor his visa, and despite applying to many jobs, most companies don't want to deal with the paperwork that is involved in hiring a foreign national. Even his professional contacts and referrals haven't helped him. Financially, he is struggling. He lives with his parents to save on rent. Going out with friends, dating, or even taking small vacations are all off the table. Forget meeting somebody to marry. He says that he can barely afford daily life. Adding to the frustration is the fact that his parents have green cards, but US immigration rules don't allow them to sponsor him now because he aged out as a dependent. Well, he's what many now call documented dreamer. Someone who grew up in the US legally but has no path to permanent residency or citizenship once they became adult. Well, he finds some hope by volunteering with a solar car project, doing engineering work that makes him feel useful. But he admits that mentally and emotionally it's exhausting. He feels like he has no control over his future and like everything he has worked for is slipping away. Now he is considering 3 difficult options. Option A, going back to school for a PhD, hoping that he can later qualify for O1 visa or apply for a national interest waiver. Option 2, moving to Canada for permanent residency and possibly returning to the US under a TN visa. And option 3, returning to India, his country of birth, to find a job even though he has lived almost his entire life in the US. In fact, one online platform known as Reddit said that he is not alone. Many others in similar situations are sharing their stories. Children of legal immigrants who grew up in the US, go to American school, earn American degree, and yet have no long-term future over there. He sums it up with quiet frustration. There are thousands like me, raised here, educated here, contributing to the economy, but treated like we don't belong here. Well, a story isn't unique, but that's exactly what makes it so important. It reflects the larger problem in the US immigration system. It has not evolved to protect the very people who have called this country home for almost their entire lives.